Good morning, everyone. This is Tony, Tainted Lord A7, and this is going to be 11 random current favorite death metal albums in my collection. Um, some of it is a mix of modern death metal albums and some old school death metal albums that everybody knows, but I just want to give a good glimpse of what kind of albums I have in my collection. So, yeah, just a random video of 11 random current favorite death metal albums in my collection. So, give everyone a good idea of what kind of music I have in my head, in my collection, and so on and so forth. So, let's begin. The first one is Cannabis Corpse from Wisdom to Baked. Yeah, definitely a Reed themed death metal band who likes to poke fun at other famous death metal albums, judged by the song titles. But yeah, just a really fun album and a really great band if you want some Reed themed death metal that pokes fun at other bands. So yeah, Cannabis Corpse from Wisdom to Baked. Psychroptic in their self-titled album. A very solid technical death metal band. That's not too technical, but I definitely need to get some more from this band. But this is the only album I have from Psychroptic. So yeah, the self-titled album by Psychroptic. Decrepit Birth, Polarity. Um, Definitely a band that I really need to get more from. And honestly, I kind of forgotten about this band, but this is still a solid album from Decrepit Birth. If you want some solid technical death metal that's not overly rankery, I definitely recommend checking out Polarity by Decrepit Birth. But also check out Decrepit Birth's entire discography as well. So yeah, Decrepit Birth, Polarity, a really great album. Death Vomit, Gutted by Horrors. Yeah, this was sent to me as a VCLT package, I think a year ago. But this is some solid cavernous sounding death metal that definitely sounds very beastly and grisly and well cavernous as well. Just a really awesome death metal album. So yeah, Death Vomit, Gutted by Horrors. Really good stuff. Dying Fetus, Stop at Nothing. A very badass, straightforward, in your face, crushingly heavy death metal album from Dying Fetus. Stop at Nothing literally stops at nothing to give you some badass brutality, and this is just an amazing death metal album. So, yeah, Dying Fetus, Stop at Nothing. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Path of Possession, Promises in Blood. Yeah, Path of Possession is a little side project that features George Corpse Grinder Official from Cannibal Corpse, and Promises in Blood is, I think, the debut album from Path of Possession, and this is just a solid, straightforward death metal album. I think Cannibal Corpse is a little bit better, but this is just a really solid, straightforward death metal album that's really enjoyable and 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 not too over the top. Like I said, just some straightforward death metal that's really enjoyable. So, yeah, Path of Possession, Promises in Blood, a really good debut album from this band. And honestly, I think I feel like not a lot of people talk about this band, but it definitely a band that needs to be checked out more. So yeah, Paths of Possession, Promises in Blood. 6 Feet Under, Haunted. Now I know a lot. I know 6 Feet Under usually gets ridiculed and gets mocked around by the metal community, and mostly looked down upon. But I think 6 Feet Under's Haunted is honestly a solid groovy death metal album, and I honestly really enjoy it. And if you just look past all the craziness that this band um um went through or produced or whatever, I really do think 6 Feet Under Haunted is just a hidden gem in their discography. If you want some groovy death metal, I highly recommend checking out 6 Feet Under's Haunted. This is actually a really good debut album from this band. And speak about debut albums, here's 6 Feet Under's Eaten Back to Life, which is just a raw, primitive, aggressive, in your face, no bullshit death metal album from Cannibal Corpse. Yeah, this is just an unrelenting debut album from Cannibal Corpse, and this is some excellent death metal. So Cannibal Corpse, Eaten Back to Life, solid debut album. Next up is a death metal band that I'm pretty sure everybody knows and highly influential and iconic. And unfortunately, this is the only album I have from this band. And that's Death Individual Thought Patterns. Yeah, I don't think this band or album needs any introduction. This is some good progressive technical death metal from a band that's highly influential in the death metal scene back during the late 80s to the early mid 90s and late 90s as well. And yeah, needs no introduction. Death Individual Thought Patterns, an excellent progressive death metal album from 1993. Next up is Immolation, Here and After, an awesome cavernous sounding technical progressive death metal album that sounds very feral and aggressive and just very beastly. Very good death metal album from Immolation. Here and After is a great album. And the last death metal album that I'm going to show for this video is Deicide's self-titled album. Again, a very vicious, beastly, aggressive, in-your-face death metal album from Deicide. Like, this album definitely sounds like a hellspawn from a hellspawn. It definitely sounds like it came out from hell, being all aggressive, violent, and vicious as all hell. Yeah, Deicide's self-titled debut album is one of the best death metal albums from the early 90s. Really excellent stuff. And that's it. That's just 11 random current favorite death metal albums in my collection. Let me know what you think. And was it was it a good collection of death metal? Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And don't know when my next video is going to be, but hopefully everyone enjoys this one. Thanks for watching.